Have you ever heard of the man who lit up the world and died alone in a New York hotel room feeding pigeons and talking to himself? That man was Nikola Tesla, a forgotten genius whose inventions shape your life every single day. Every time you turn on a light, charge your phone, or even just enjoy wireless internet, you're living in Tesla's world, even if he never got the credit he deserved. He was eccentric, brilliant, and often misunderstood. Once he claimed he received signals from aliens. Another time he designed an earthquake machine that supposedly shook his entire neighborhood. The police had to shut it down. But behind the odd stories is a man whose mind was far ahead of his time, a mind that dreamed up technology we still rely on today. So why does Nikola Tesla still matter? Because he imagined a world of clean energy, wireless communication, and limitless possibility long before the rest of us caught up. And because his story is a roller coaster of triumphs, betrayals, loneliness, and brilliance, the kind of story that stays with you. Let's go back to where it all began. Nikola Tesla was born in 1856 in a small village called Smoljan in what is now Croatia, but was then part of the Austrian Empire. He was a child of the storm. Literally, the story goes that he was born at midnight during a thunderstorm. The midwife said it was a bad omen, but his mother, fiercely proud and strong, said no, he would be a child of light. Tesla's parents were both intelligent and thoughtful people. His father was a priest and a writer who hoped his son would follow in his footsteps. But his mother, though she never had a formal education, was a gifted inventor of household tools and gadgets. She sparked Tesla's imagination. He later said he got his inventive streak from her. Even as a boy, Tesla was different. He had a photographic memory. He could memorize entire books and recite them back. He saw visions in his mind, moving machines, complex inventions all fully formed. Sometimes the images were so intense, he struggled to tell what was real. His mind worked like a projector, constantly flashing ideas. As a child, Tesla built a tiny water wheel that turned from the current of a nearby stream. He was obsessed with the forces of nature, electricity, magnetism, the movement of water. Once he even made a little flying machine using bugs tied to paper. It didn't work, of course, but it showed the kind of brain he had: curious, experimental, playful. His youth, though, wasn't easy. He was often sick, sometimes near death. He lost a beloved older brother in a riding accident, something that haunted him forever. And though his father wanted him to become a priest, Tesla longed to become an engineer, to work with machines, to understand the invisible world around us. Eventually, his father gave in, and Tesla went to study engineering in Austria. He devoured books. He barely slept, literally. Throughout his life, he claimed to sleep only 2 hours a night. While at university, he became fascinated with electricity, especially alternating current, a different kind of electrical flow than what most people were using. But Tesla's life was never smooth. He had money problems, dropped out of school, and moved from job to job. Still, his mind never stopped working. He eventually made his way to Paris, then to the United States, with only 4 cents in his pocket and a head full of ideas. In America, he started working for none other than Thomas Edison, already a famous inventor. At first, things went well. Edison was impressed by Tesla's talent and put him to work improving his machines, but they soon clashed. Edison believed in direct current, a simpler but less efficient form of electricity. Tesla believed alternating current, or AC, was the future. Edison mocked him. Legend says Edison promised Tesla $50,000 if he could improve a certain motor. Tesla did it, and Edison laughed it off, saying he didn't understand American humor. Tesla quit. Heartbroken but determined, Tesla struck out on his own. He dug ditches for a while just to survive, but he never gave up on his dream of an AC-powered world. Eventually, with help from investors like George Westinghouse, Tesla launched a new electrical revolution. And here's where things really take off. At the World's Fair in Chicago in 1893, the first fair to be lit entirely by electricity, Tesla showed off the power of alternating current. He lit up the night like never before. It was breathtaking. Soon after, Tesla and Westinghouse beat Edison for the contract to power Niagara Falls, turning one of the world's most powerful waterfalls into energy for thousands of homes. It was a triumph for Ace. Tesla had won what history calls the War of the Currents. But Tesla wasn't interested in money or fame. He was interested in the future. He dreamed of a world where energy was wireless and free. He built a giant tower, the Wardenclyffe Tower on Long Island, meant to send electricity through the air. But investors pulled out when they realized they couldn't make money from free power. The tower was abandoned. Tesla's other inventions were just as remarkable. He invented the Tesla coil, a device that creates high-voltage electricity and is still used today in things like radios and TVs. He experimented with wireless communication long before radio was officially invented. He imagined smartphones, drones, and self-driving cars decades before any of those things existed. He even designed remote-controlled boats in the 1890s, which he demonstrated at Madison Square Garden. People were so stunned, they thought he was using magic or telepathy. So let's break it down. Tesla's biggest contribution was in understanding and developing alternating current, or AC. Imagine electricity like water. Direct current flows in one direction, like water through a hose. Alternating current, on the other hand, changes direction back and forth, like waves in the ocean. AC turns out to be better for sending electricity over long distances, which is why it powers your home today. His Tesla coil is like a musical instrument for electricity. It vibrates at high frequencies and can create lightning bolts in midair. Today, it's also a symbol of scientific imagination. You'll often see it in movies, sparking and crackling. He also explored wireless energy. He believed that one day, towers could beam electricity to homes, ships, even airplanes, all without wire. That dream hasn't quite come true yet, but some wireless charging tech today is built on the same principles. Despite all of this, Tesla struggled. He was brilliant but terrible with business. He gave away his patents. He refused to play politics. He trusted the wrong people. Slowly, his money dried up. He started living in hotels, often skipping meals to feed the pigeons he adored. He said he had a special connection with one white pigeon in particular, that he loved her like a person. When he died in 1943, in room 327 of the New Yorker Hotel, he was broke and forgotten. But his legacy was just beginning to rise from the shadows. Today, Tesla is everywhere. The electric car company bearing his name, the units of measurement for magnetic fields, the technology that powers our phones, our homes, our cities. Scientists, engineers, and dreamers around the world cite him as inspiration. He was in many ways the original futurist, someone who saw what others couldn't, who believed in a world beyond wires, beyond limits, beyond greed. He wanted energy to be free, ideas to be shared, and technology to lift everyone up. And maybe that's why people still love him, not just for what he made, but for what he stood for: imagination, curiosity, and a relentless belief in a better future. If you're curious to learn more about Tesla's strange and brilliant life, here are a few gems worth checking out. Tesla, Inventor of the Electrical Age by W. Bernard Carlson, is a deep dive into both his mind and his machine. There's also the documentary Tesla, Master of Lightning, which mixes interviews with historical footage. And for something more dramatic, check out the 2020 film Tesla starring Ethan Hawke. It's not fully accurate, but it captures the spirit of the man. And of course, visit the Tesla Museum's website. They've preserved his notes, photos, and stories for the world to see. So the next time you charge your phone, flip a switch, or hear a crack of lightning, think of the man who dreamed it all up long before the rest of us could even imagine it. Nikola Tesla, the man who gave us the future.